Today's lesson is on writing a friendly letter or email, and it will cover exercise number 100 in your CS book. A friendly letter or email, as opposed to a business letter or email, is one that is written to someone that you know personally. There are also several characteristics of a friendly letter. Some of the characteristics of a friendly letter are that it is written in the first person, so that's you're saying like I da 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 da. It uses somewhat informal language. Now, this is not the same as slang. So we're not saying, all the slang things that we use. It's still informal. You don't have to be very, to whom it may concern. I would like to write to you regarding, right? You can actually introduce yourself normally, but we are avoiding slang. It has a conversational tone, and it begins with a salutation and ends with a closing. These will be simple, slightly informal salutations and closings. They can also include a return address, but that is not actually necessary for a friendly or informal letter. In your booklet, they'll give you an example of a friendly email. So as we said, it starts with a salutation, which greets the recipient. So often we would say, dear, and then their name. You could also say hello, and we always use a comma after their name and then skip a line before we start the body of the message. The body contains the message itself, so you can see that it is broken up into 3 different paragraphs, so we still use paragraphing rules, but this is where the main content of the letter is contained. Then, at your ending, you have a complimentary closing. So sign off in a friendly way. It could be your friend, sincerely, thank you, right? Some sort of closing. And then your signature, which is just your name. If you were writing a letter, you might sign your name in handwriting, but on the computer, you just type your name there. Part A asks you to read the letter that they have attached and then to answer following questions. So part 1 is to label the different parts of the letter. So I briefly went through them with you, but to label the salutation, the body, the closing, and the signature. The second question asks you to explain why Dania did not include a date or return address. So I would look for ways that this is already included in the email format so she didn't have to restate them. Question number 3 asks you in your notebook to write down 4 reasons that Dania uses to convince Misha that she should take this trip. There will be a Google document attached to this assignment for you to complete Part B. Part B asks you to write Misha's response to Dania. You get to choose whether Misha is going to go on this trip or she is not. You need to make sure that you have at least 1 paragraph for the body of your email, so at least 3 sentences. Make sure that you're being respectful and that you're sounding like a friend. Even if Misha decides not to go, she's probably going to have to explain to her friend that she cares about why she isn't going. If she is going to go, you could also start asking some questions or giving some ideas to plan more details of the trip. Include all of the parts that you labeled for Part A, and I showed you earlier in this video. So you need a salutation, a body, a closing, and your signature. And let me know if you need any help.